ਔਰ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਬਿਗਲ ਅੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਰ ਡਗ ਫੋਰਡ ਅੱਜ ਲੈਫਟੀਨੈਂਟ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਭੰਗ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਬਕਾਇਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਫੈਡਰਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਜਲਦੀ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਅਚਾਨਕ ਅੰਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸਭ ਲਈ ਹੈਰਾਨਗੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਦਾ ਐਲਾਨ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਮਾਰਕ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਨੇ NDP ਦੇ ਅੰਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੇ ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਲੀਡਰ ਵੀ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਅਤੇ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਈਸਟ ਤੋਂ ਮਾਰਟਿਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਨਾਊਂਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਅਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਲਾਈਨ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ। ਤੋ ਆਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾਈਏ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ। ਮਾਰਟਿਨ ਸਿੰਘ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਐਂਡ ਗੁੱਡ ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਭਾਜੀ, it's a pleasure to be back here.
Oh, thank you so much. And Martin Singh at one time contested for NDP's leadership. He is with NDP for long time. Already he has contested a few times and very well known in the community. So everybody knows him well. First of all, congratulations that party had decided you to be the candidate in Brampton East.
Well, thank you for your congratulations, and I'm looking forward to the near coming election to be announced tomorrow if everything goes correctly.
We were all surprised when we came to know that Premier Ford wants so early elections. Nobody is prepared at this time. So what you have to say or your party has to say?
Well, it is very surprising. It has happened in Ontario's history before, but it is quite rare. The last time that had happened was during David Peterson's time as Premier of Ontario in the early 1990s, and the electorate quite rightly punished him because it was the same situation we have here with Doug Ford. Doug Ford has a majority government. There is literally no obvious reason that he should be calling an election. And in addition, the election's going to cost over $100 million to run. $100 million can do a lot for the people in Ontario that are suffering financially. And so it is my hope and expectation that, as was the case when they did it the last time in the early 1990s and we had an NDP government elected, we will again have an NDP government elected so that the citizens of Ontario can punish Doug Ford for his mistakes.
Okay, last time, not this time, last time NDP had 3 MPPs from Brampton. So let's focus on Brampton's issues. So NDP was doing pretty good in Brampton. What do you see the chances this time?
Well, I believe the chances are fantastic this go around, and we see the importance that the NDP is putting on Brampton. As you mentioned in your opener, we had Merit Stiles here with us in Brampton just yesterday. And so she made a very important announcement, and it builds on an announcement that the NDP made for Brampton in the 2022 election. In the 2022 election, the NDP came forward and they said, we're going to take all the tolls for commercial vehicles off the 407 so that our truckers can travel more quickly, more safely, and more affordably to get their jobs done. Since 2022, the NDP has done its research, and we know that we can afford not only to take the tolls off the 407 for our commercial drivers, but we could take the tolls off for everybody in Ontario. And this promise, parts of it can be implemented on day one because the province of Ontario, still owns parts of the 407. And so those tolls would come off immediately.
Yesterday, when I shared this news, few people not called me, they texted me. They said, you should ask Style or NDP candidate that how it is going to be possible because this has been, 407 has been given to a private company. So how NDP can make it toll free?
So part of that answer I shared with you already. So parts of the 407 are certainly owned by a private company. Other parts are owned by the province. So the tolls can be taken off the publicly owned parts immediately. And for the parts that are done privately, it's a matter of priorities. So we're willing to invest in the people of Ontario. We're willing to invest in our truckers and others so that they're able to keep the economy moving as best as possible. Doug Ford, by contrast, has chosen to waste, first of all, over $100 million by calling this election. But in addition to that, he is known that he's going to be wasting $600 million or more to try to fast track the implementation of alcohol into corner stores. And so that $600 million can pay for a lot of truck tolls. In addition to that, it's important to note that back in 2022, there was actually a $1 billion debt from that private company to the government of Ontario. And what did Doug Ford choose to do with that $1 billion debt that he could have collected on? He chose to have it written off. Why did he have it written off? Because he actually doesn't care about rank and file people that live here in Ontario. He doesn't care about the truckers. He doesn't care about actually fixing the traffic problems. He cares about fixing up his already rich friends with even more money. And that's the situation that we face.
Okay,
it absolutely is affordable.
Doug Ford's argument is that he is looking for a mandate from people of Ontario, clear-cut or a strong mandate to deal with Donald Trump's this tariff threat. But he already has a strong majority. I don't understand the logic behind that.
Well, and that's it's not only you that doesn't understand. When I'm talking to people in the community, be it Brampton East or the larger city of Brampton, nobody really understands what's going on here. He's asking for some kind of a super majority. The fact of the matter is that Ontario needs a strong negotiator there. But we know that Doug Ford is not a strong negotiator. He's failing to negotiate properly with the alcohol companies that he has to deal with. He's failing to negotiate properly with the company that owns the 407. He's failed to do things properly in terms of negotiations with respect to the Greenbelt that he tried to open up. And now that he's facing an RCMP investigation for, he's not a negotiator. Like, his track record is literally terrible. By contrast, Merit Stiles, the leader of the NDP, has a career in doing negotiations. She's negotiated with some of the largest multinational companies that we have here in Canada. A number of them are based in the United States. So there's a clear and distinct choice here. We have the Conservatives who don't negotiate well at all, and we have Merit Stiles, who is a fantastic negotiator. Clearly, we should be putting our trust in Merit Stiles to be our next Premier of the province of Ontario.
Okay, thank you so much, Martin. There are so many other local issues like crime, like healthcare. I'm sure that these all issues will be discussed during this election campaign.
100%. And on one of those issues in particular, Paji, we'll be pushing hard to get the hospital that Brampton needs, the additional hospital. Doug Ford promised, he said it would be shovels in the ground by 2023. We know that nothing's happening on that. The NDP will make it happen when we are elected.
Okay. Thank you so much. All the best. And we'll keep talking to you during this election campaign. Okay?
100%. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. तो NDP ने 3 ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 2 ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਅਨਾਉਂਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਉਧਰ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਐਂਡਰਿਊ ਕੈਨੀਆ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਵੈਸਟ ਤੋਂ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਵਿੱਕੀ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਈਸਟ ਤੋਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਰਟਿਨ ਮਿਡੋਰਿਸ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਤੋਂ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਬੱਗਾ ਹੋਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨਾਰਥ ਤੋਂ ਐਲਾਨਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ। ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੀਟ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਅਨਾਊਂਸ ਹੋਣੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਹੈ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਸਾਊਥ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ। ਤਾਂ ਉਧਰ ਬੌਨੀ ਕਰੋਂਬੀ ਵੀ ਪੱਬਾਂ ਭਾਰ ਹੈ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਫਾਈਨਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੀਆਂ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤਾਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਬੇਸ਼ੱਕ ਹਜੇ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਖਿਆ ਪਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਇਹਦੀ ਚਰਚਾ ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੋਏਗੀ। ਪਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਜੋ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਮੋਟੇ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਬਹੁਤੀ ਦਿਲਚਸਪੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਹਜੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ। ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ।